No, leave that. Shalom, Lord in Christ. Shalom, Yahweh, Shalom, priest and prophet. So get one moment. Priest and officer 1000 Zabadra of the I.S.U.P.K. Under commanding General YAHANNA. We're live on TikTok, trying to see what's going on. So tonight we're going to be talking about the unaliving of babies. Hold up. Hold up. Yeah, okay, now we're right. All right, so tonight we're going to be talking about the unaliving of babies. Her body, her choice. Right? So let me put up a quick poll. 1 second. Bear with me one moment. All right, so we'll set it for 5 minutes. Damn, you should be able to set these polls up a little longer. All right, Paul and Barnabas are false apostles, Revelations 2:2. Why do you say Paul and Barnabas are false apostles? Stephen, why do you say that? Right? We got a poll going on. Her body, her choice. Tap in, put yes if you believe it or no if you don't believe it. Her body, her choice. Are you Amalek? No, we're not Amalek. Amalek is the so-called Jewish man today. We are definitely not Amalek. Paul, so I'm asking, Stephen, why are Paul and Barnabas false prophets, false apostles? One moment. Written, right? So I definitely have a topic that we're going to be going in on. All right, you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to let you up for a quick second, right? Yes. Stephen, what's going on, Stephen? Yes, sir. Do you know what animal If you have a verse you want to bring, can you just bring it? No, I'm just asking from your... Because what... That's why I'm asking you if you could just bring a verse. Like, do you have a specific verse you're talking about? Can you enlighten me on what you're speaking about? Okay, so that's not how this works. If you have a verse you want to speak about, you could. All right, no sweat. I'm gonna help you out. There you go. Right. So now how that works is oppressors don't run this show, right? If you have a verse you want to talk about, you could damn near talk about the verse. I brought you up here so you could talk about the verse, but you didn't want to do that, right? So let me see what your name says. Amaru says, nah, because the issue is that the black woman. Oh, 1 second. I don't want to hear that no more. The issue is that the black women want to act loud. Men then wonder. So you're saying they want to act like loud men, then wonder why we off with the snow bunny. Well, Salakia, I am not off with no snow bunny. I think it's totally disgusting when brothers go off with snow bunnies. It's against our culture. It's disrespectful to our sisters. We're gonna raise women. You gonna have how are you gonna have a daughter and tell her she's special, she's someone to be loved, but you don't love who looks like her? Make it make sense, right? Weak brothers go off with snow bunnies. You want to go off with a snow bunny and be weak, man, that's your prerogative. But just know you're weak if you can't handle a black woman and go off with a sister, right? Now, I get it. Sisters be unruly. A lot of you brothers is unruly too. And what do you offer this sister? What are you offering her? Do you offer her anything that is to be respected? All right, so we definitely have a poll up right now. We have a poll up. Her body, her choice. Let us know how you feel about it. Is that true or not? Right? We're going to be going into abortion. Abortion is totally horrible for so-called black people. Okay, so Stephen, can you prove that this right here is the Star of Moloch? Right? Give me some archaeology. Give me some anthropology that shows what the Star of Moloch is, right? And I did a class on this earlier, right? Moloch was a man, not a star. A star is a ball of gas, or a star is someone of prominence, like in the sense of today. Hollywood has stars. So, Stephen, can you prove that this is the Star of Moloch? I did a class on this already, right? I might just have to cut up that class and put some clips on this TikTok. But prove that what I'm wearing right here is the Star of Moloch. It's the Star of Moloch. It's in the table of Shamalama Ding Dong. Good night. That's crazy. Oh man, that's crazy. I did not block you. I just kicked you down. The stars are fallen angels in the dome. Okay, show where a star is a fallen angel in the Bible. If you could do that for me. Can you show me where a star is a fallen angel? Right? You're going to make me have to go into my precept book to show you that the Star of Moloch is not what this is right here. Let's see if I have it in here. Maybe I got to go into my other precept book. Right. So show me where the star is fallen angels. That's very interesting. I would love to see that. If you could show us where the star is fallen angels, Anybody watching on the YouTube, I'm gonna drop these sign-in links for this class in a moment. Bear with me, right? I.S.U.P.K is appropriating Jewish culture. No, I.S.U.P.K is teaching Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that they are the true Jews of the Bible, right? Now, Alexandria, I don't know what that means. You put Palestinian flags and watermelons. What does that mean? Are you saying the Palestinians are being squashed like watermelons? Is that what you're saying? Good night. What I.S.U.P.K is doing is teaching the true Jews of antiquity their culture again, right? Letting them know Caucasians wiped out the culture of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans via the transatlantic slave trade, via 500 years of oppression in the Americas, in the UK, in the Caribbean, right? Wherever we went, wherever oppressors went, and wherever they enslaved us, they wiped out our culture. Now it's time to come back to the culture. There are people in the land of Israel right now who are fighting and saying they are the people of the Bible, right? They're saying they're the people of the Bible. Now make it make sense. The Bible says that when the children of Israel get back into the land, it's going to be peace. There's going to be no wars. Well, how are the people who are in that so-called land of Israel today saying they are the Israelites, right? But there's war going on. That doesn't make sense. They say they know they're supposed to be there because of the prophecies. And they're going to try and rebuild the temple. Well, prophecy says there's going to be peace in the land. Why isn't there peace in the land? America is Egypt and Israel and Babylon. Good night. So you're saying America is Egypt, Israel, and Babylon. How? How is America three different places? Now, America is definitely spiritually Egypt. Egypt had the children of Israel in slavery to become powerful. America had the children of Israel in slavery to become powerful. They are converts from Europe. You're definitely right. The people in the land of Israel today are converts from Europe. I'm just going through these comments for a little bit. So what do y'all think about her body, her choice? Let me know what y'all think about that. Her body, her choice. Is that true or false? Is it her body, her choice, or is it not her body, her choice? As you come in, tap the screen as well. Hit that like, man. Hit that like button. Hit that screen. Tap the screen. I'm putting the sign-in link in the chat right now for anybody on YouTube and Facebook watching us. We're also streaming on YouTube and Facebook. The Bible says that Israel will be a cup of trembling in the end times. America is not Egypt. California is Israel and is known as the land of milk and honey. Good, man. We have to stop Zionism. Listen, Esau's whole kingdom needs to fall. That's what needs to happen. Esau's whole kingdom needs to fall. As you come and tap that screen, hit the like button as you come in, tap that screen. All right, so we're talking about abortion. Is abortion lawful or not? Is it cool or not? Should it happen or not? We are black, we are brown and black in Palestine. Good night. I have no idea what you're talking about. What does that even mean? Edom was wiped out 2,000 years ago. Edom was not wiped out 2,000 years ago. They are prophesied to go into slavery in the end times. 1 second. Let me just find the verse. Esau. All right, let me find something. Second Ezra. Let's see. Give me one moment. I'm gonna get with you because you're saying Esau was wiped out 2,000 years ago. I'm gonna show you that's not true. Esau is running the world today. Ezra after Chronicles. Okay, 1 second. Let me find it. I just had it. Ezra's 4. Second Ezra. Okay, good, nice. Let me get right with you. I'm going to show you something. Second Ezra's 6 and 9. Right, so this is Second Ezra 6 and 9. You can find it in the Apocrypha. For Esau is the end of the world. Now, my question to you is, are we in the last days? Yes or no? Are we in the last days? That's my question. Right? You said Esau was wiped out 2,000 years ago. I'm going to read a precept for you. According to the Bible, we're in the last days of this kingdom. We're in the last days of the Edomites. Right? For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning that followeth that, the beginning of it that followeth. Right? So right now we're in Esau's kingdom. It's the end of the world, right? Meaning Esau's kingdom is coming to an end, right? It might not be today, it might not be within the next 50 years, but Esau's kingdom is coming to an end. His rule on the earth is coming to an end. And after that, Jacob's kingdom is going to begin, right? So let's see what else. Esau is your brother, right? Okay, you said Esau is our brother. Now, Esau and Jacob definitely were brothers at one point, but the Most High separated them. The Most High definitely separated them. Wait, let me find something. So first I'm going to get you Genesis 25, right? So you can see that, yes, they were brothers, but they were separated, right? So where are we? That's 27. Right, so we're in Genesis 25 and 23. And the Lord said unto her, this is, I believe it's Rebecca, Isaac's wife, Rebecca, right? She has 2 children. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb. So yes, there are 2 nations in her womb. And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other. And the elder shall serve the younger. Esau was the elder. Jacob is the stronger nation. They are separated. That's what we just read. 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy womb. This is Genesis 25 and 23. They are separated. Let me find another verse that shows you they are separated. Hold up. I believe it's actually in Obadiah. That's what I'm looking for. Let me go through these messages some more. means zero, do not belong. They will never build anything again, and they haven't. They are wiped out. Esau can't. They have been wiped out, man. Edom can they? Good night. He just saying the same thing over and over again. Oh, this Stevens going all the way off. He said we're in stimulation. We're in a simulation. Good night. All right, so I got it. Obadiah 1 and 10. Let me find Obadiah. Where is that book of Obadiah? Obadiah is after Daniel, after Ezekiel. Okay, I found it. Obadiah 1 and 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. So yes, Esau is going to be cut off forever, but that time hasn't come yet, right? Meaning Esau's still here roaming the earth, but there is going to be a time when Esau, the Edomites, shall be cut off, and they're no longer going to exist. But right now, the Romans who were in power then are still in power now. Right? You're fighting a ghost war. You ain't even an Israelite. Well, prove that we're not Israelites. That's interesting that you say that. I just want you to prove it that we're not Israelites. They was reunited, man. Just admit you don't know the Bible. You prove to me I don't know the Bible. I asked you, you tried to come up here and ask me a question, and I said, bring up the scripture you're talking about. And you did not want to say what scripture you were talking about. So I booted you down. I think he just learned this yesterday. It's just he is stealing someone else's history. We can't be stealing history. That's one thing you're not going to say, that we're stealing history. This whole Bible is a black man's history book. The transatlantic slave trade and the crimes and things that happen today is happening to so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? And it's written in this book, so much so. And that this is a good way to segue into our topic. The abortion that we're going through right now in the Black, Hispanic, and Native American community that Caucasians push on us is written in the Bible. And we're going to go into that right now, right? Let's see. The host is working for the good night. Y'all just say anything. You hear your heart was on the left, but now dead center in the chest. Damn. That's crazy. Do y'all keep people separated? What do you mean by that? Do we keep people separated? Can you clarify what you're talking about? These are avatar bodies. Yeah, Steven, you're tripping. It was cut off 2,000 years ago. Hey, Shalom, sis. Yahweh Shema Lathan B'Hashem Yashai. Prove you're an Israelite. Well, you just prove I'm not an Israelite. That's the best thing you can do. Prove I'm not an Israelite. You got all the time to comment. I'm going to stick to my topics, and you could prove I'm not an Israelite, and we'll see what you come up with, and we'll just go from there. The Bible is about Christ, not you. The Bible is about Christ and the Israelites. Learn how to read first. Good night. Your people were carried. Yeah. Man, Steven, you need to seek medical help. This is what I won't do. I'm not going to bring you up anymore because you think this is a simulation. You think this is a simulation. So if this is a simulation, you should be able to go into the back screen and crack the code. You're in the matrix, right? Go in the back screen, crack the code, and you should be able to bring yourself up. You kneel. Salakia. Right, so I'm going to get into our topic. Any comments that come up, we'll just address it. Right, so what our topic is it her body or her? Right, Barack, I'm telling you, I told Steven he could just go into the back street, right, because he in the code, he in the matrix, and break the matrix and jump up, and he'll be all right. We don't have to bring him up. He can bring himself up. Right. So, hey, Barack, you can come up anytime you want. You know, we up here, we're talking about abortion and whatnot. Right. So we're talking about abortion, be fruitful and multiply. That's a command that's for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. The word is matrix. The word matrix is in the Bible. Yes, and it's not talking about ooh wee, give a hand to that matrix. Ooh wee, give a hand to that matrix. Right. What if the sun was green? Why would it matter? Right. That's it doesn't even matter. What's that have to do with what we're talking about? Right. So I'm gonna find a okay. 1 second. All right, so I'm just going through this article. If you're asking why I've been quiet for a second, I'm looking at this article. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Margaret Sanger is largely renowned for her work as a. Let's see what's going on up here. We're in a simulation. Good. Now you still going on with that simulation. This man keeps saying we're in a simulation, right? So I'm looking into Margaret Sanger. There was an article that I did have. I'm just looking for it. I can't find it right now. There was an article that I did have, though. Okay, so Planned Parenthood in New York disavows Margaret Sanger over eugenics, right? So Margaret Sanger she's the mother of Planned Parenthood. Before Planned Parenthood, you had the American League of Birth Control or the American Birth Control League. Right? Oh, wow. They want me to. That's why. It's New York Times. Okay, so what I just learned is you can have an article from New York Times, And if you read it, after a while, it jumps out and you can't read it anymore, and they want you to subscribe. So that's what I was looking for. I had it, but it won't let me read it again. Right? So she founded birth control, right? The American League of Birth Control. And this was a racist league. This league often sterilized sisters, Native American, Hispanic, Black sisters, right? This organization of oppressors often sterilized our sisters, our brothers and sisters. If a sister was applying for welfare because she needed help from the government, right? Especially seeing how the government has destroyed the Black and brown economy, right? So they destroy the economy, and then it forces you to turn to them, right? This is a time when the truth is not in the earth. So there's no I.S.U.P.K. Right now, if you're in need, you turn to your brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K. and you get whatever you need, right? But this is a time when there isn't that. So you're turning to the government to get assistance. And this government is telling you, unless you get sterilized, we cannot give you welfare. It's telling you, if you get welfare, you cannot have fathers in the house. Right? Is this organization, they would come around and act like they're doctors, act like they care about people, right? So now what you're finding out is this is something they've always done to us. They're going to act like they care about you, right? And in that act of them acting like they care about you, they're really trying to get you to unalive yourself. They're really trying to stop your nation from growing, right? Can you show us Yahushua in ancient scripts? Can I show you Yahushua in ancient scripts? I definitely can do that. If you give us a moment, if you stick around after our topic, I'll definitely get to it. I'd have to go into one of my precept books and look for the precept. But Yahushua is spoken of in the ancient scriptures, right? So again, Margaret Sanger is someone who wanted to see the Blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans basically unalive. She said it would be better if we weren't here, right? So instead of outright just unaliving all of us at one time, which is something they've tried to do for a long time, they basically said, you know what, you have to slowly do this thing, right? Now, a good movie to watch on Margaret Sanger is Montfort 21, right? All right, so I'm going to read something. In 1883, a British biologist named Francis Gallatin combined the roots of Greek words for good and origin to create the term eugenics, right? So eugenics means good origin, right? For an applied science based on genetics and breeding. The science of eugenics proposed that human perfection could be developed through selective breeding. In the late and that's something they've done to us. They've tried to selectively breed us, something they've done to us throughout slavery, right? This is definitely something they've done to us throughout slavery. Deuteronomy 14, the mountain goat and the mountain sheep are listed and only found in America. Good night. It doesn't say mountain goat and it doesn't say mountain sheep. If you could just show me, bring up the exact verse. Deuteronomy 14 and what verse? Right. I'm quite sure if it says goat, it says goat and it says sheep. So, and sheep and goats aren't only found in America. If you're thinking that, then you clearly have an issue. You said Deuteronomy 14 and 1. Let me just look at this real quick and then get back to my topic. Deuteronomy 14 and 1. Ye are the children of the Lord your God, and ye shall not cut yourselves, nor make any baldness between the eyes for the dead. Again, yeah, that shows you have no idea what you're talking about. I just read Deuteronomy 14:1 and it said nothing about a mountain goat. All right, so we're going to continue to ignore you for a while. All right. The science of eugenics proposed that human perfection could be developed through selective breeding. In the late 19th century, researchers developed an idea, a blend of genetics research and social theory. Eugenics soon crossed the Atlantic, and by 1920s and the 1930s was adopted by mainstream scientists, doctors, and general public. Right? Margaret Sanger believed in eugenics. Well, you said keep reading. Just give me the verse. Again, I'm going to talk about my topic. So, Stephen, now I got another question for you. Stephen, what do you think about abortion? Is it her body, her choice? Hold up. Let me see something real quick. Damn, how do I do that poll again? Oh, I think I see it. Poll, text poll. Start. Right, so I'm going to go back in. Hold up. All right, so again, we're talking about her body, her choice. If you want to come up and talk about her body, her choice, let me know. That's what we're talking about. Her body, her choice, right? If you don't want to talk about that, it doesn't make sense for you to come up. So if you want to talk about that, let's talk about it. Her body, her choice, right? Who's willing to come up and talk about her body, her choice? Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? Is this something that should happen, right? That's what we're talking about today. Her body, her choice. Right. The eugenics movement had two basic strands. Advocates of positive eugenics believed in promoting childbearing by the fit classes. Those who supported negative eugenics stood for the discouragement and suppression of reproduction among people of inferior stock. Within these two camps, the definition of who would be classified as fit and unfit varied greatly. Good night, right? So there you have it. We're talking about eugenics. You said 4 and 5. Right, so Stephen, it only says goat. Stephen, it only says goat. It doesn't say mountain goat. It says the goat. Deuteronomy 14:4. These are the beasts which ye shall eat: the ox, the sheep, and the goat. Stephen, are you saying goats are only found in America? Good night. Right. So they said what Planned Parenthood wants is they believe if you are an inferior stock, you should not have a reproductive system. You should not be reproducing. Within these two camps, the definition of who would be classified as fit and unfit varied greatly. A vehicle for racism and nepotism. Some eugenics separated the fit and unfit classes along racist and nativist lines. Under this eugenics model, those considered most worthy of rearing children were couples who were middle class and upper class Nordic tunic whites. Radical minorities and ethnic minority groups were typically classified as unfit. Ooh-wee. Now you understand why they've been pushing Planned Parenthood amongst Black people, right? Now you understand why goofy like Kendrick Lamar would be on stage talking about Godspeed for women's rights. Good night. Let's see. We're going to try this one more time. Stephen, you're with us. Are you going to talk about the topic? Stephen, okay, so the topic is abortion. Stephen, what do you think about abortion? So you think... Good night. Ooh-wee. So Stephen, are you saying that Caucasians want Black and Hispanic and Native Americans unalived? And Stephen, are you Caucasian yourself?
Look at me. Look at my hair. Would you say I'm Caucasian or just a mixture of everything?
Well, I don't do the based off looks. I ask questions. So you could have a Indian father, East Indian father, and I would not know. You could have an Asian father and I would not know. So I'm asking, are you Caucasian? Is your father Caucasian?
No, I'm a mixture of French, Irish, German, Cree Indian, Scandinavian, Russian. It's all in there.
So on your father's side, what is he predominantly? Because we go by the seed of the father. Good. Now you just you whole United Nations, but your stance is.
Yeah, but getting back to Deuteronomy, if I could just read it really quick. These are the animals you may eat: the ox, the sheep.
Go ahead.
The deer, the gazelle, the roe deer, the wild goat, the mountain goat, the antelope, and the mountain sheep. Verse 5.
Well, okay. See, the problem is what version of the Bible are you reading?
I believe it is. I just got it.
Hey, as you guys come in, tap that screen if you could. If you come in, tap the screen, man. Just share the video or this live stream. It's something light you could do. You don't have to drop gifts or anything, but a little screen tap helps the algorithm. Now, outside of what Stephen's talking about tonight, we are talking about abortion, if it's right or wrong. But for this, we're going to segue real quick into Deuteronomy 14, verses 4 and 5. No, Stephen, I was asking, what version of the Bible are you reading?
I believe that's keeping the body clean.
Hey, Lee, you're damn right. Planned Parenthood is in all the hoods. Sorry, Stephen, can you say that again?
I got this. Hold on, let me go to Deuteronomy in my King James. No, I was trying to tell you.
Right, because if you read a King James 16:11, you're going to find out it doesn't say mountain goat. It just says goat.
Okay, it says the wild goat in verse 5. That's the mountain goat. If you Google wild goat,
Okay, so I'm going to read.
the roe deer.
Right. Is the wild only considered the mountain?
Yeah, the wild goat. If you Google wild goat, here, let me do it right now. I got 2 phones just for this. Yeah, but I was trying to tell you the Bible is being supernaturally rewritten. The Bible used to say the lion,
I got you. I got you.
but now it says the wolf. And we're in a simulation.
I got you. The Bible is not being supernaturally rewritten. What happens is men take the Bible and they will rewrite it or translate it how they want to make money.
No, sir.
But there is a original transcript of what we're reading.
Your oldest Bible in your home will now say the wolf. Your Bible is being supernaturally rewritten as it sits in your home. That's why your heart.
Okay, so I got something for you, right? Fossil and molecular remains. No, I got something for you real quick, and then we're going to continue with my topic. Fossil and molecular remains suggest that the common ancestor to today's goats originated in the alpine region of Asia or the Mediterranean. Good, nice. So what do you got to say about that, Stephen?
I'm saying that the mountain sheep. Bible, wait, what does it say? I'm saying that the Bible. You remember the.
So are you saying that the remains of No, I'm just asking you a question, right? And then I'm going to let you go. Are you saying that there aren't remains of goats in Asia or Mediterranean?
I'm saying that the Bible, besides the King James, says the mountain goat and the mountain sheep. And those are only found in America.
All right, so I'm just going to read to you what it says in the 16:11, right? So this is Deuteronomy 14 and verse 4 in the 16:11 King James. This is what I'm going to show you. I'm holding. This is what I'm reading right here, if you can see it. Right. These are the beasts which ye shall eat: the ox, the sheep, and the goat. It doesn't say mountain goat. The hart and the roe, the buck and the fallow deer, and the wild goat. Right. But we just also read that fossils and remains of goats were found in Asia. So we're showing you that is not just America where goats are found. Goats are also found in South America. Goats are found in Africa. Goats are found all over the world, right? So Stephen, what I'm going to suggest to you is you need to get some. All right, so Stephen, I'm going to suggest that you seek medical help, right? Because you believe we're in a matrix, right? Shalom.
Try to feel your heart.
Right. So Lee said Planned Parenthood is in all the hoods. Listen, you ain't lying. Planned Parenthood is definitely in all the hoods. Why are they pushing that? They're pushing it on us. They've been pushing Planned Parenthood on us. Now, if anybody else wants to come up here and talk about Planned Parenthood, you could definitely come up here and talk about Planned Parenthood. For those watching on Facebook and YouTube, I'm also on TikTok. I had someone come up from TikTok. He said we're in a simulation, but then asked to come up on the stage. Earlier, I told him just hack the back wall of the simulation and come up on the stage. He wasn't able to, so I had to bring him up. He believes that goats are only in America. That should just say everything that needs to be said about this person. All right, so Planned Parenthood's in all the hoods. That's definitely true, right? Abortion goes against us. Planned Parenthood is an agent of, or one of the tools of Caucasian supremacy, right? So I'm going to get something, I'm going to get a precept of how the Lord wanted us to live, what he wanted us to do. Listen, you see brothers go outside and talk about they got 12 ribs. Good night. They got 7 women with 14 children by those 7 women. Listen, Most High in Christ, they just trying to offset the imbalance of Planned Parenthood. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to offset what Planned Parenthood did. Right? So let's read this. This is Genesis 1 verses 27. So God created man in his own image. Right, so what that's talking about is the Lord created man so we could understand the law. Right, that's what it means. So we could be like the angels and do what the Lord said. That's what the own image means. How the angels understand the law and can keep it, we are supposed to. How the angels obey God and don't disobey God, that's how we were made to be. Right, and that's not a hard thing. That's not a hard thing to do at all. Right. So again, listen, look, we're waiting. We're looking for some people to come up, man. If you got anything you want to say about Planned Parenthood and her body, her choice, let us know. We're definitely looking to come up here. Salakia, we're looking for someone to come up here so we could discuss with them their views on Planned Parenthood and what they think about abortion. Right, so if you want to come up here and talk about abortion, you could definitely do that. That's what we're looking for, right? You should come up here and talk about abortion if that's something you're interested in doing, right? You can either agree or disagree, right? This is a space where you can come and talk. I'm coming from a biblical perspective. So everything I say is going to be biblical, right? But you can come up here and let us know how you feel, man. Like, are you for her body, her choice, or are you against it? Let us know what's up. Right? Are you for her body, her choice, or are you against it? Right? That's the question. Is it her body, her choice? Does that baby in her that's growing in her stomach belong to her? Does it belong to someone else? Does the man have a say? Right? That's the question we're asking. We're asking anybody who has an opinion is welcome to come up and let us know, right, how you feel about this situation. Right, so we're in here, we're watching, right? So Genesis 1 and 27, 1 and 28, be fruitful and multiply. Let's see what that says, right? So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them, right? So the Lord created man and woman. You need a man and a woman to make a child. You need a man and a woman to make a baby, right? That's what's up. Let's figure out, let's go into it and see what God told that man, that woman, right? What did he tell men and women? And God blessed them and said unto them, right? So God gave man and woman a blessing. He made a big boom of man and woman, not a one man, one woman. Adam and Eve created everything like the Christian church teaches. This is not the Christian church. Right? And God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, replenish the earth and subdue it. He told us to be fruitful and multiply. Planned Parenthood wants the exact opposite of that. Right? Listen, y'all. Every sister needs a man. But they don't know how to open their baby bottle. This is why they need a man. Whenever they say, hey, do women need men? Just tell them, how do you open the tight jars? How do you open the baby bottle? I hope y'all seen that. All right. So hot, yo. Be fruitful and multiply. That's what we were told to do. Be fruitful and multiply. Right? Planned Parenthood wants the total opposite of us, of that. They don't want us to be fruitful. They don't want us to multiply. Right? They definitely do not want that. If you're watching, hit that sign-in link. Tap the screen. Share the videos. Right? Stephen joined again, but Stephen don't want to talk about abortion. He wants to talk about how we in the Matrix. Hey, Stephen, you should share this chat, man. Share this chat to maybe 10 or 15 people. I consider bringing you back up. Right. Now, abortion is not, this is not a one-off thing. Heathens have been trying to get the children of Israel to unalive their children for the longest time. They don't want us to be alive. They don't want us to be a nation. This is why they push the sexy reds on us. This is why they push the Glorillas on us. Right? And Glorilla, the sister can rap, man. She got her 1-2 joints. She got her 1-2 jams in that thing. But listen, good night. What she pushes is what the oppressor has been pushing on us for a very long time. I'm going to read it to you so you can see. I have it here. We're in the book of Exodus, right? Chapter 1. Let me just highlight it real quick. Right? Chapter 1, verse 15. Right? So as you come in, we're talking about abortion, if it's right or wrong, right? Is it right or wrong? We had a poll. Listen, if you believe abortion is right, put it in the chat. If you believe it's wrong, put it in the chat. Let us know. We're going to get to it. We're going to figure it out. Right, so good night. Let's get back to it. Now, as I said, we're going to show you that they were trying to abort us when we were in Egypt. Did you know the Egyptians believed in abortion? And that's in the Bible. The Egyptians believed in abortion. So this is not a one-off thing. I was reading earlier that the eugenics movement had two basic strands. Advocates of positive eugenics believe in promoting childbearing by the fit classes. Those who supported negative eugenics stood for the disencouragement and suppression of reproduction among the inferior stock. Now, if they promote abortion in all the Black, Hispanic, and Native American communities, but not so much in the Caucasian communities, what are they telling you? They're telling you that they believe we're the inferior stock. Now, is that true? Are we the inferior stock? Are we supposed to just, when we have children, don't have these children? Right? Well, let's read what happened to us in Egypt. The second book of Moses called Exodus. And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of one was Shiphrah, and the name of the other was Puah. Right? So these were midwives. These were women they would assist Hebrew women in having babies in the labor, right? And he said, when ye do the office of a midwife, meaning when you go do your work, right? When you go do your work of a midwife. And again, we're talking about abortion and how this is something that's in the Bible, where the heathens tried to get the Egyptians tried to get the Israelites to abort their babies. Right. And this is something that happens today. Now, for those who say, this is my question, for those who say that abortion is wrong, right? Or for those who say abortion is right. Okay, I'm gonna say it like this, right? There are women who go out and say abortion is right and it's a woman's right, right? Now, if that baby in the womb is a little girl, a female baby in the womb that's going to grow up to be a woman, does that baby female have rights? Does that baby female fetus have rights? That's the question, right? If abortion rights, if reproductive rights, if Planned Parenthood gives rights to women to decide whether they want to have a baby, because it's their right, it's a woman's right to decide whether she wants to have a baby or not. The little woman, the little baby that's going to grow up to be a woman in that woman's womb, does that little baby have a right to survive? That's the question, right? Now, what we're finding out is, and thanks to Commander General YAHANNA, who's raising up Black, Hispanic, and Native American families, and strong Black, Hispanic, and Native American brothers and sisters to raise these families, right? We're finding out abortion was in the Bible. But let's see how was it in the Bible? Is the Bible saying this is a good thing? Is the Bible saying this is an evil thing? Is the Bible saying this is a right for women to have abortions? We're going to find out. Exodus 1 verse 16. And he said, this is the Pharaoh, he said, when ye do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women and see them upon their stools, right? If it be a son, then ye shall unalive him. Ye shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then she shall live. Now, this is two things. The Egyptians understood that ye are the seed of your father, right? So if you want to destroy a nation, you have to destroy the men. This is something we see prevalent today in today's society, where they destroy Black, Hispanic, and Native American men. They destroy us. They destroy our young brothers from a very long time. Listen, you want to know how they are destroying our brothers and sisters? Single parent homes where the mother runs the house by herself. Lord knows them sisters be going through it. They cannot deal with them badass kids by themselves. It's a stressful thing. And them sisters, okay, listen, this gets deep on so many levels. They teach our sisters that a brother is only supposed to have one woman. A brother in his spirit is never going to only have one woman. Now listen, there's some brothers who do. There's some brothers who have 0 women. Some of my brothers have 10. Right? The sister, she sees that, gets mad, kicks the brother out the house. Now it's her and herself in that house with 3 bad kids. Ain't listening to nothing she says. She too soft and feminine. She trying to raise her voice now. Now she has to become a man, get all out of her body to raise them children. They ain't listening. She sees the man that broke her heart because he had another woman, and she takes it out on that child. Meaning every day she sees that man. She don't see him physically. She sees the child. The child looks just like her daddy. The child, he looks just like his father. And she destroys that young brother. Right? That's one way to destroy us. The next is they unalive us in these abortion clinics. You got Gorilla say she went to Chop Shop. That is such a horrible thing. Now you got to think about what's really happening during that abortion clinic. They're going into a woman's womb and ripping apart a child, ripping apart a young body that's going to grow up into a fully adult male, if they are left to be taken care of. Right? Grew up into a fully young male that could have been a black, Hispanic, or Native American doctor, an accountant, a lawyer, a plumber, a drywaller, someone who lays concrete, someone who designs cars, could have been a priest or the wife of a priest in the school. Oh, Salakia, give me 1 second. Man, my TikTok going crazy. All right, I'm gonna do another poll. Give me 1 second. Let me just get that poll up again. Right, so I got a poll. I got a poll going on. All right. Again, so as we come in, the question on the topic that we're talking about is abortion, her body, her choice. Is this something right? Is this something wrong? Is it good for black people? Is it reproductive? Listen, to me, I'll just tell you the truth. Abortion is, if you're looking at abortion as birth control, you're lazy. Like you're dead. If abortion is birth control for you, you duck accountability and you're a deadbeat. You don't want accountability. You don't want to be accountable for the actions. You want to go outside, have sex outside after the club, and because you don't know that, man, now you wanna get an abortion. Well, sis, you should have just kept your legs closed. And you brothers, if you're telling a woman to get an abortion, shame on you. That is horrible. We need more warriors. We need more priests. We need more brothers and sisters who are going to be a positive example for the black community. What we don't need is our babies being unalived. We don't need that. We need our brothers and sisters to grow up in a good family so they can do something positive for the black, Hispanic, and Native American community. Right? So if you believe abortion is wrong, let us know. I'm just wondering, I should have been able to put something up in that back screen. Let me see if there's another way. 1 second. Is there more interacting that we can do? Right. So as you come in, if you want to, you can vote. Let us know, yes or no. Her body, her choice. Right. If you want to come up and talk about it, you could also do that. Right. Now they wanted us to unalive. Right. Let's find out what these sisters did. All right. Verse 17, the book of Exodus, verse 17. Salakim. Exodus chapter 1, verse 17. But the midwives feared God. Now that is something amazing. Give that a hand. The midwives fear God. Give that a hand. They fear God and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men children alive. Right? That's what they did. So again, that's showing you they wanted us to abort ourselves in Egypt. Right? This is a law class that we're in. On TikTok, we'll just call it the discussion. Y'all could come up and ask your questions. The topic is abortion. Is it right or wrong? Watching, share this channel. If you're watching, share this live stream. Y'all can come up and ask any questions you want, right? So I'm going to jump to Exodus 20 because it's against our law to have abortions. Did you know that? It's against the law of Israelites to have abortion. You're not supposed to go and unalive your own flesh and blood. Right? And I'm going to give it to you right here. This is Exodus 20 and 13. Now, I'm quite sure everyone's heard this before, right? But if you haven't, I'm just going to If you haven't heard this before, I'm going to read it for you right now. Right? So again, as you come in, tap that screen. This is Exodus 20 and 13. Thou shalt not kill. Meaning, it's not right to have an abortion. The Lord doesn't want you to have an abortion because we belong to the Lord. That's something that you have to understand. We belong to the Lord. We don't belong to one each other. Like, okay, I have a daughter. She belongs to me, but she belongs to the Lord first. Right? If that can help you understand. Right? This is my daughter, my flesh and blood. I have domain over her. Right? I control what she eats, when she takes a bath, when she goes to bed, right? Who she interacts with, what she watches, what she learns, right? That's all me. But she belongs to the Lord, right? I'm going to read, what is this? I believe this is Psalms 117. Ooh, it's going to make me have to read my Roman numerals. Good night. Listen, Roman numerals definitely be different. But once you get the hang of it, you're too wrong. Is that Psalms 117 or is that Psalm 17? Okay. Maybe I jumped too far ahead, like real far ahead. Get down to it. Psalm 17 and verse 8. Oh, 1 second. That's not it. Hold up. I'm going to get it right now. Give me a second. Good night. Zechariah. Hold up. Bear with me. I'm looking for Zechariah 2. Right? I'm just showing you that we belong to the Most High. Right? Hold up. Bear with me. Good night. I'm not even in Zechariah. Salakia. That is horrible. Okay, I was in Zephaniah. Bear with me. I seen the Z. I seen the Zah. Zechariah 2 verse 8. Is that it? 2 verse 8. Okay, so Zechariah 2, chapter 2, verse 8. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you. For he that toucheth you touches the apple of his eye. Now, this is talking about the Israelites, right? Hey, listen, cold face, bang, demon time. You said black Hebrew Israelites. We just prefer Israelites. Yeah, we black, but we just prefer Israelites. It's like saying white Americans, what you're saying. It's like saying brown Indians, East Indians, right? Israel is our nation. Hebrew is our language. Our skin just happens to be brown, or what you would call black. Right? So what's up? You said black Hebrew Israelites with a question. Yeah, what's going on? We're talking about abortion today. Is abortion right or wrong? That's my question. Is abortion right or wrong? How do you feel about it? Do you support abortion? Are you against abortion? Right? But what I just read, for he that touches you touches the apple of his eye. So that's talking about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They've been forcing us and pushing us to have abortions. They've been sterilizing our sisters. Did you know they would sterilize black women without their knowledge? Like, you would go in for a checkup, a doctor would tell you, yeah, you need this medicine, or you need to go through this surgery, or you need to go through this type of like, you came in for a liver surgery, you came in for a checkup, and they would sterilize you. And then you're trying to, like, there's a sister, she was believe she's from New York. She was trying to, or the Midwest, somewhere in America. She was trying to have children for the longest time. Come to find out that the doctor sterilized her without her consent, without her knowledge. Ooh, that's a horrible thing for black women to go through. Now, if you think that is a good thing for black women to go through, you just got to let me know. Was this something that was good? Right? To us, this is a horrible practice. This should have never happened. Right? So as you come and like that screen, again, you touch the apple of the Lord's eye when you put us in abortion clinics. When you go into that womb and destroy that baby, you're touching the apple of the Lord's eye. Right? Thou shalt not kill. Right? This is something that was told to the Israelites. You're not supposed to do this. This is a horrible thing. Right? We're not supposed to be going through abortion clinics. There's not supposed to be one black, Hispanic, or Native American baby in an abortion clinic. Right? Now, outside of it, and this is something I would suggest that you talk to your camp leader about and get counsel. Right? Talk to your doctors about this. You're having a baby, and that baby is causing health issues to the mother. Meaning, you're going to the doctor says, listen, if you have this baby's going to kill you. You should talk to your camp leader. This baby's going to unalive you if you have it. Yeah, talk to your camp leader, talk to your doctor, and see what the options are. Right? Now, in that case, that the baby's going to unalive you, listen, Lord be with you, and you got to go through some things that I don't suggest any sister go through. Right? Lord be with you, and you're allowed to have a baby again. Right? But just outright, because you got pregnant, because you had no discretion. You chose to sleep with that man because he had a nice car. Come to find out, that car is rented. Ooh-wee. Yeah, that car is rented. He kicked some game at you last night at the club. Y'all went to the karaoke spot. Y'all went to the bowling spot. Y'all went to the bar. He kicked some game, bottle, got you a couple shots. Y'all did your thing, and you found out 3 weeks later you're pregnant. And you're like, how can I have a baby by this man? He sells dope. He's not going to be there. I should go to the abortion clinic. No, you shouldn't. Raise that baby. Why? Because your mother did not abort you. So raise that baby. Right? Again, as you come up and if you agree, you could agree. If you disagree, but step up and write a comment. Let us know how you feel. Right? Should Hispanic women have babies? Hey, what's your name? Trust me, pal, I'm that guy. Should Mexican women be having babies, or should they be going to the abortion clinic? That's my question. Let's ask. Should Mexican women have abortions? Right. So I'm gonna invite some guests. That's what we're doing. We on this TikTok, right? Now I get it, y'all in class. Listen, I got some more precepts. We're gonna get through them. I got about maybe a half an hour left. We're gonna get through these precepts definitely. I got a few precepts that we're gonna go through, right? Now, what I'm going to read to you in Deuteronomy 28, the 56th and 57th verses is going to explain why abortions are happening, right? But first, before that, I got to read something. This is Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the Lord, unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God shall set thee high above all nations of the earth. Right? It's a good night. Listen, that's what happens if we do something good. Right? Hey, as you come in, let us know. Let us know if you believe in abortion or not. That's what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about abortion. Is abortion good or not? Is it too wild? Is it a good thing? Should we be having abortions? Listen, just type your comment and leave the chat if you don't want to speak about it. Right? But this is what we're trying to find out. Should they be having abortions? Right? Now, let's go to verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So we read two things, the good things that are going to happen and the curses. Now I'm going to get to one of these curses. Right? This is one of the curses. This is 28 and 56. The tender and delicate woman. Now, what's that talking about? The tender and delicate woman. Is there such thing as a tender and delicate woman? Well, what you're finding out is our sisters are tender and delicate. They are soft, amazing beings. They are women that are, listen, a sister in her righteous state is a good thing, an excellent thing. Y'all see the I.S.U.P.K posts that we be making on Facebook and throughout the world, throughout the nation, on the internet, praising these sisters for all the good works. Listen, it's down there every day. Some brother gets on Facebook, and I'd like to give a very big shout out to my rib, insert Hebrew name there, right? Some of these sisters don't have Hebrew names. They're working on it, but they be getting shout outs and praises on Facebook and on the internet because of the good work they are doing for their husbands and for their school and for their nation. And the abortions that they're not having, they be going through it. Listen, a sister going through pregnancy is a hard thing. I watched my rib go through it, but give her a shout out because she brought our daughter into this earth, right? All with the help of the Most High. The Most High sent his angels to be over that sister, over my rib, right? And she brought our daughter into this world. Give that a hand again, right? But there is a woman that is soft and delicate. That's the Black, Hispanic, and Native American woman. That's how she is supposed to be. In her natural state, she is soft and delicate. Now that's something that is true. In the natural state, a sister is soft and delicate, as she's supposed to be. Right? Let's keep reading. 56, the tender and delicate woman among you. Right? So it's saying there is a woman that's tender and delicate among us, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground. Right? Our sisters at one point, listen, they wouldn't even want to be walking outside. For the delicateness and the tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward her husband of her bosom. Meaning her eye is going to be evil towards her man. Evil in truth. Like she's going to look at it like, good night. Listen, the truth, obey God, obey that man. Hell no, I'm not doing it. This is what you're seeing with sisters right now, right? You're seeing that right now with our Black women today. Today, you're seeing black women wear a piece of cloth with holes in it. They're not wearing nothing. She's not wearing nothing at all. Talking about, I'm going to the club. Damn, that's horrible. That is absolutely horrible. She's talking about, I'm going outside. To do what? And she naked. She is butt naked talking about, I'm going outside. Well, what are you going outside to do in that nakedness that you got? She's not going outside to do anything, right? Except show off her body. She's not being tender kid. She's not being tender and delicate as she used to be. She's being evil towards her husband. And it's an evil thing for a sister to go outside like that. Right? Evil towards her father. It's an evil thing. And towards her son and towards her daughter. She's being evil, acting like that towards her son and daughter. Right? And towards her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and towards her children, which she shall bear. Right? She's being evil towards her children. That abortion clinic is evil. Some of these sisters, they look at, listen, they call it the child shop. They're not taking it in that. That is life that's in them. A man, you let a man fold you into a pretzel, get behind you, jump upon you, and sweat on you, just to throw away the life that you and him both laid down that day, night, morning, and created. Right? Y'all were outside after the club. Y'all created a life together. And now you throwing that life away. So fuck you. Let's see. Ooh, okay, I got some time. I got a good, decent amount of time on that battery life. Ooh-wee. Right? So we back. We're back. Slaki, if you want to come up, you could definitely come up. You got anything you want to say, you could definitely come up, ask your questions. Right? We're talking about abortion, is it right or wrong? Right? And I'm showing you that women becoming hard towards their children, not caring about the life going in their womb, that is a curse in the Bible to Black, Hispanic, and Native American women. I'm reading it right now. Right? This is Deuteronomy 28:57. And towards her young one that cometh from between her feet. Right? That's how, listen, you give birth, that baby's coming from between where your feet would be. Right? Meaning between your legs. Like, that's what it's talking about. And towards her children which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for the straightness, wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. Right? Listen, the enemy is distressing us in our gates. They're telling us, they're in our neighborhoods telling us, listen, you can't afford that kid. You got to go to college. You gotta make something of yourself. You got to go get in debt to the government and go build a career. Go to college. Go get educated in something that you're not going to use to benefit your people and make us money. Yeah, I'm just giving it to you raw. Go to college, get in debt, make a career that's going to make this oppressor money. But to do that, destroy your baby. That's what they're telling us. Now, who agrees with that? Is that something we should be doing? Do you agree with that? Should we be doing that? Should we be having abortions like that? Should we be telling our sisters, listen, it's okay, you're going to go to college anyways. You can unalive that child that's growing between your legs. We understand you just had one drunk night at the club and you didn't take it seriously. You didn't think that sex was to bear life. You thought it was just for pleasure. And now you're late. You're 2 months late. Nah, listen, that baby's right on time. Get your life together. It belongs to the Lord. We don't live for ourselves. We're not alive because we want to be alive. Right? So let's keep reading. Where were we? For she eateth them for want of all things, secretly in the sea and the straitness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in thy gates. Right. Let's keep reading. I'm gonna jump to Job. Let me find this Job right quick. Where's Job? 39. Job 39. Listen, one thing I'll tell you about this King James 1611, it gets you on your Roman numerals. If you don't know how to read Roman numerals, by the time you finish reading that King James 1611, you'll be fluent in Roman numerals. Right? So I'm reading 39. In Roman numerals, it would be XXIX. That's 39. Right? So now let's keep reading 39 and 16. She is hardened against her young ones. She is hardened against her young ones, as though they were not hers. Right? Isn't that how you have to look at a baby or a fetus in a womb that you're going to the abortion clinic to look at? Like you brothers who are going to tell these sisters to go have an abortion. That is horrible. You're looking at that baby like it's not yours. You sisters who are running in that abortion clinic saying it's the chop shop and this record deal where you're getting abused by your record label. Look, listen to what I'm telling you. In a few years, you're gonna see Gorilla come out against Yo Gotti and say he has my masters and he's not letting me eat. And my only question to her is, was the abortion worth it? That's gonna be my question to her. Was the abortion worth it? Right? She is hardened against her young ones. Right? She's acting like she don't give a damn about the young ones that she's growing. As though they were not hers. Her labor is in vain without fear. Right? You going through it like you were having sex in vain. You were going through them stomach pains in vain. You're acting like you're having a child. And listen, a lot of these sisters are having these children and not caring for them. And it's horrible. A lot of you sisters are deadbeat moms. And you deadbeat fathers telling these black women, Hispanic and Native American women, to go into the abortion clinic. Right? Which is just a tool of the oppressor to unalive us. That's all it is. It's a tool for the oppressors to unalive us. Right? Which is, you don't want to, listen, I pray you don't fall into that trap. It's a tool for them to unalive us, and we should not be unaliving our babies. Right? Oppressors don't want their children to be unalived. That's why they tried to make the anti-abortion bill that everyone was protesting last year or the year before. Right? When they overturned Roe v. Wade, they were up in arms. Right? Meaning, the people who supported abortions were up in arms, but the people who don't want to see Caucasian babies be unalive, they're the ones who overturned Roe v. Wade. Right? Which is a famous case of them okaying abortions. Because some, for lack of better words, some scandalous woman, a mischievous woman, a woman who she did not know how to keep it in her pants. Slovakia. She was keeping everything in her pants. Yeah, that's more like it. She was keeping everything in her pants. And because of that, she fought for abortion. Like, why put on a condom when you can just go to an abortion clinic? Well, I have a better one for you. Why sleep with that woman if you don't want her pregnant? That's mine. Right? Why sleep with that woman if you don't want her pregnant. Right? Hold up. I'm just looking for something. All right, so let's get Psalms 127. Psalms 127. Psalms 127, verse 3. Lo, children are an heritage of the Lord, meaning children come from the Lord. Right? That's what this is talking about. Children are of the Lord. They're not yours. Let's see what this says. 1 second. Damn, this doesn't even get a time. Okay, so I got you. Let's see what it says. All right, so children are of the Lord. Let's read that one more time. Lo, children are an heritage, right? Children are an heritage, meaning it's a legacy. It has meaning. It's something other than what you think it is. Lo, children are an heritage of the Lord. Now, just for that, you know what I want to do? I want to Google the definition of heritage. Property that is or may be inherited, an inheritance, right? Property, heritage, right? Property of the Lord. Ooh, that's letting you know children don't belong to you. Y'all think your children belong to you. They don't. They belong to the Lord, right? Let's see again. Heritage. Now, property that is or may be inherited, an inheritance, right? They had stolen my grandfather's heritage, right? A special or individual possession. Oh, I like that one. A special or individual possession. That's what children are. A special possession to the Lord. So you have no right to go into that chop shop, into that unaliving house, into that butcher shop and unalive that child. You have no right to do that. And the fruit of the womb is his reward, right? Meaning children are reward. Listen, you go labor. Do you know how many people cannot have children? And they're struggling, they're trying to have these children, and they're laboring to have these children, and they just can't do it. Right? And they can't do it. They're struggling to have these children, and they want to, and they're spending thousands of dollars in these clinics trying to have children. They said Beyonce paid a bag. She paid a big bag to have those twins. All right? That's because children are an heritage of the Lord. You just can't get a child without the Lord saying so. So who gives you the right to go and destroy a child? Like, who gives you that right? Who gives you that right at all? To say you can go and destroy this child before it's grown. It's not yours. That child don't belong to you. Children are an inheritance of the Lord. Right? Listen, as you come in, we're talking about abortion. Is it right? Is it wrong? Is child abortion a woman's right? Is it her body, her choice? Let us know how you feel, right? Hey, you can type it in the comments. Nigga, shut the hell up. You don't know what you're talking about. You can let me know if I'm right or wrong. Let me know if you agree or disagree, right? Even if you want to come up. Now look, if you want to come up, you could do that too. Right? That is definitely something you could do. If you want to come up, you could do that as well. Right? And the fruit of the womb is his reward. Right? So again, children are of the Lord, and the fruit of his womb is the reward. Meaning, it's a reward to have a child. Right? It's a reward. You can't just have a child. You know how difficult it is to bear a child, to go through that labor. You listen. You got pregnant. One of them little soldiers cracked that egg, which was difficult process anyways. Cracked that egg, and now you late. You scared because you in college. Your degree. You're not gonna get a job in the field that you wanted to get anyways in college, even if you weren't pregnant. So just have that baby. Have that baby. Stay with that man. Raise up that child. Come to class. Raise that child up in these classes and serve the Lord. Right? That's what you should do. And serve the Lord. Right? Let's see if we could let's get Wisdom of Solomon. Is this Songs or Wisdom? Yeah, this is Wisdom. Let's get Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon 12, verse 5. Yeah, this is Wisdom of Solomon 12, verse 5. And also, those merciless murderers of children. That's what you are when you visit that chop shop. You go to that abortion clinic, you are a merciless unaliver of children. You just don't care. Like, okay, check this out. Don't be mad at the hood niggas that come up and unalive some kids in your neighborhood and some gang shootouts if you support abortion clinics. It's the same thing. It's literally the same thing. It's literally, they could have died, they could have been unalived on the block or in the abortion clinic. So if you support abortion, you support the unaliving of children in these gang shootouts. Now make that make sense. Right? So what do you support? Is unaliving children via abortion a good thing or a bad thing? Let us know. Right? This is in the Bible. Also, those merciless murderers of children and devourers of man's flesh and the feast of blood, right? So there are people who unalive children. There are people who unalive children, and they are merciless at it. They don't give a damn whether children live or are unalived. And they are the people that you see today running Planned Parenthood and running into these Planned Parenthoods. And listen to what I'm going to say, right? If you've had an abortion already, just don't do it again, right? Listen, I watched this sister on TikTok. There's a few sisters that I follow on TikTok, right? Some of them are quite entertaining. You know, you bored, nothing's happening, you want to watch some entertaining things. Listen, our brothers and sisters get entertaining on TikTok. I'll say that. Some of our brothers and sisters need their own TV shows, right? But there was a sister, she was on TikTok with her friend, and her friend cut her to piss, cut the shit out of her. Her friend was basically batting up women who having abortions, not remembering that her friend told her in confidence that she had an abortion. And she started getting at her friend, and her friend stood on it. Listen, her friend stood on business, like, sorry, I forgot, but abortions are still wrong. What do you want me to do? She's like, it feels like you're getting at me. And she wasn't really getting at her, but the shoe fits, so she had to wear it. And she did not like the fact that her having an abortion was brought up, because it's a shameful thing. It's not a good thing. It's a horrible thing for black women to have an abortion, Hispanic women to have an abortion. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. So I'm definitely going to run back this topic, right? I'm definitely going to run back this topic sooner or later so we can talk about it again. Hold up. I need Isaiah 44. 24, I believe. All right, so I'm gonna leave off with this one, right? Don't think that you created that child. It's not your body. It's not your choice at all. It's not your body. It's the Lord's body. The Lord owns us. The Lord owns that baby. You couldn't make that baby. You didn't make that semen crack that egg. You didn't make the egg go down the fallopian tube and get lodged in the walls so the semen could get to it. You didn't do that at all. But I'm going to read to you who did. This is Isaiah 44 and 24. Thus saith the Lord, thy Redeemer, and he that formed thee from the womb. The Lord redeems us. The Lord can make us whole. The Lord can break us. The Lord gave us life. Yahweh gave us breath. Yahweh made that semen crack that egg. Yahweh put the spirit on your mother and father to get down. And ooh-wee, they got down. If you're watching this right now, your mother and father got down one night or day, who knows, to create you. Who knows how many times they had to do this thing to get you into this earth. They might have been tried. They might have tried for 10 months to create you, and it just never happened. And then one time they tried, and it did. Did they do it, or did the Lord do it? Let's read. Thus saith the Lord, thy Redeemer. The Lord made us whole. The Lord brought us back. And he that formed thee from the womb, right? So the Lord formed us in that womb. I am the Lord that maketh all things, that stretches forth the heavens alone. See, there you have it again. The Lord made us all things. So you didn't get yourself pregnant. You didn't make you at all. The Lord made you. He that spreadeth abroad the earth by myself. All right. So you're finding out the Lord made everything. The Lord made that baby in your womb. You don't have a right to destroy it. Don't ever think you have a right to destroy it. Right? That's not true. You don't. Right. And one more, Isaiah 1 and 15. And when ye spread forth your hands, right, meaning you're praying, you have your hands forth to pray, I will hide my eyes from you. And yea, when ye make many prayers, I will not hear you. Your hands are full of blood. Right. Listen, your hands are full of blood because you're having abortions. Because you're destroying the apple of his eye. You're unaliving his people. Because white supremacy told you you need to go to college. Listen, there was a sister that she had a deal from Nike, right? For running shoes, some athletic gear and stuff like that. But then she got pregnant. They wanted her to have an abortion. She never did. She had that baby. Now she owns her own shoe company for athletic shoes. Give that a hand. There was a sister in Washington, D.C. She was studying to be a police, became a police officer, got pregnant, had an abortion, and a few abortions so she could be high up in the police foundation. She regrets it till this day, right? You do not want to fall under that. You don't want to have those abortions, right? So with that said, Police Officer 1000 Zabaja of the I.S.U.P.K. Hold up, give me a second. We have our I.S.U.P.K. started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3 verses 8 to 10, I.S.U.P.K, which means 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Up and coming holy convocation. Listen, on Sunday we close out the feast of unleavened bread, and we open the feast of first fruits, and we're counting down 50 Sabbaths, or Slakia. It's not 50 Sabbaths, but 50 days until we get to the Feast of First Fruits, which starts the Sabbath after the 11th bread sundown. Right? Sunday, April 28th, count 50 days, celebrate the 50th day. Right? So that would be Monday, June 17th, 2024. Start before sundown. Right? You can find that Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, verses 10 to 22. Oh, Salakia. Good night. I gotta keep reading. Right. Reminder, Akim and Aqua, you can check the bulletin board if you're in a physical school in the hallways, or check the websites, all I.S.U.P.K, your city, social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever, however you. If anybody wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boot shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. With that said, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers, right? Courtesy salute to the sisters, men of Israel. Imagine Shabbat, Barak, Imagine Shabbat, Imagine Barak, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yoshai Barakatham. If there's any sisters in your presence, turn to your sisters and salute them. Sar, which means turn. Men of Israel, Imagine Shabbat, Imagine Barak, Yahweh Shema Alatham Ba'Shem Yoshai. Yadramata. Class dismissed. Listen, I'm going to stay on this TikTok for a second and see what's up on this TikTok. I'm going to end this StreamYard.